2016 NBA season in 16 minutes.
Nostalgia. Nothing's better than reminiscing on the past and having a wonderful time going through memory lane. And if you want to reflect on great times in the past, many have decided that the single best year to revisit for that is 2016, and that life will never peak again that hard. And to people that say that, I say, holy shit, man, that was more than half a decade ago. Please lock in. If you keep talking about 2016, you might as well wear a shirt that says, yeah, I peaked in high school. Sorry, I just got a little passionate about that topic. But TBH, people
Whoa,
aren't
why
wrong
do you
in
throw in
saying
that picture of
sorry, I just got
Kayla
a
like
little
that?
passionate about that topic. But TBH,
Crazy.
people aren't wrong in saying that 2016 was a great year. Because as from games to TV shows, internet culture, and music, it was one of the best and most exciting years. Oh, and it also had the best NBA season we've ever seen. So without further ado, let me stop waffling and get to the damn season. To set the storyline for the 2016 NBA season, we have to mention how the 2015 season ended first, which was with the Warriors ring. Although this ring was pretty Mickey Mouse, if I do say so myself, because after coming back to Cleveland, LeBron was with this ring was pretty Mickey. How the 2015 season ended first, which was with the Warriors ring. Although this ring was pretty Mickey Mouse, if I do say so myself, because after coming back to Cleveland, LeBron was without his two co-stars in the finals, with that being Kyrie and Kevin Love, because they were both injured. So 2016 was going to be focused on LeBron trying to get his get back and finally bring a ring to Cleveland after actually having a supporting cast that weren't paraplegics. Now, going back to the Warriors, they had different plans, as they were single-handedly changing basketball after Curry won his first MVP in 2015, and had arguably the most versatile defender in the league with Draymond, not to mention probably also having the second best shooter in the league in Klay Thompson. Now, one last thing to start before the actual season. We have Kobe posting this sweet poem about his love of basketball.
I remember that.
His eventual retirement from it at the end of the season.
I remember
posted
that.
to the Players Tribune. This is definitely the most important thing to be posted in the Players Tribune in the 2015-16 season. Anyways, let's get to the next chapter of this video and head into the actual season. October and November to start with, to see what happened in these first few months. For my previous minutes video, I separated the months into 3 different categories, that being the drama for the month, the moves for the month, and the records for the month. But this time around, I think I'm going to just combine everything. So, the top records at the end of November in the Western Conference is... Hold up. The Warriors haven't lost a single game 20 games in. Man,
damn,
that's
20?
The Warriors were. They
20 games
after this crazy start, didn't they? Anyways, the Spurs hold the second place spot in the Western Conference with a record of 14-4. As Kawhi and LaMarcus Aldridge carry this aging dynasty, really out here looking like the Master Splinter picture from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Then, in third place, we got the Thunder at 11-7. Now that rounds out the important records, so let's talk about other interesting records, and then go out east. I feel like Houston at 7-11 is important because James Harden really needed a chiropractor this early on in his Rocket days because, man, he was dead dropping 30 a night with damn near no assistance. He was carrying his team. The other important thing is the sorry ass Lakers being at 2-15. Oh my god, I miss these days. This team was so atrocious back in the day. Man, their top player was Kobe Bryant. He had one functional legs. His Achilles was blown out, and he was still the best player. Bring these days back, man. I'm tired of hearing how the Lakers are gonna somehow win.
Those are some squads, bro.
Bring these days back.
Oh my god. Yeah, 20. Yo, Braun, B.I. Yo, it's a crazy lineup right there. Brook Lopez sneaking on there. They had Randall at the Roy Hibbert. Damn. These squads were old.
I'm tired of hearing how the Lakers are gonna somehow win it all every year and how they're the best team in the league. Like, let it go, man. It's over. Now, the final team I gotta talk about in the West is the Kings because holy shit, they suck. Sorry, they sucked a lot during this time in like basketball period. I just had to find a reason to mention them. And now, onto the East. At the top of the East, we have none other than my glorious, succulent, sweet, super handsome king, LeBron Raymond James, and the Cavaliers at 13-4. With the Pacers not far behind them. Man, Paul George was really like that. I mean, he still is, but like, get on that damn court, buddy, because back in the day, he used to get on that court every day, and he used to perform.
Yeah, he was hooping.
I miss you. Please play consistently.
He said, I miss you.
You and Kawhi. Finally,
they've been hooping this season, though.
In the East, we have the Bulls. Bulls Jimmy Butler feels so long ago. Like, this is really insane looking back on 2016. Like, this is really that long ago. Now, for the miscellaneous teams in the East that I want to talk about, I want to bring up the 76ers because this was the peak of the process in the Sam Hinkie era, and the 76ers started off 0-18 this year, which is straight insanity. Like, if this shit happened today, Adam Silver might get a heart attack or even grow his hair back because of the absolute tanking that was going on in this organization. Now, other than that, I don't think there's much to bring up. So, let's move on to December, which is great because December is a lot more exciting, in my humble opinion. One reason being, the Warriors actually lost a damn game.
Oh.
Yeah, this God Squad
Bucks.
was a Greek freak before he was showing us that he was really that guy. He also was on the come up back then, but this is where he showed that he was really going to show out. Now, the Warriors, before this tragic loss in their season, were only 24-0. So it was really devastating to see this. Like, they could have at least went 30-0, you know what I'm saying? Now, since I'm a Kings meat writer, I'm going to show a core memory I have from this season, which is when Omri Caspi went toe-to-toe with Stephen Curry in a three-point duel. If you don't believe me, just look at this footage.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Bruh.
2 straight minutes of them taking and making threes back and forth. Absolute cinema. There's no reason why the greatest shooter in the league should be competing with Stephen Curry. Also, DeMarcus Cousins dropped 55 points in a game this month, which was a season high for 2016.
The real DeMarcus Cousins.
Somebody breaks it. Now to the standings at the top of the West. Obviously, the Warriors, again, are going to be at the top at 30-2, followed by Spurs, 28-6, and the last of the top 3 is, again, the Thunder at 23-10. Now, for a team I want to talk about in the West is Clippers, because, man, I miss Lob City.
Boom.
This was such a fun team. I don't even have no troll shit to say like I usually do, because this team is so Now, let's head out east again, because we have the Cavs at the top. Then they're followed by the greatest big four in NBA history on the Atlanta Hawks, who have Jeff Teague, Kyle Korver, Paul Millsap, and Al Flippin' Horford. A team of all time. Then, rounding out the top 3 in the East, we have none other than my favorite city besides Sacramento, being Toronto and the Raptors. Such a great accent, man.
No, that girl's crazy, bro. No.
Because fuck, man. I miss prime John Wall. He was dropping 20 points and 10 assists a night. People forgot that he was really like that before the injury. Anyways, I think it's time to sum up records at the All-Star break and then recap the greatest All-Star weekend I've ever witnessed in my life. The 2016 three-point contest truly spoke to me just how unfair this year's Warriors team was, and in all honesty, how unfair the late 2010s Warriors were in general. Klay Thompson won the three-point contest against Stephen Curry. The 2 finalists were on the same team. And guess who won the three-point contest the year before in 2015? It was Stephen Curry. And guess who he won against? Klay Thompson. 2 best shooters in the league on one team.
Prime Klay was just a different breed.
Now, we move on to the dunk contest. This was a time where the NBA community as a collective was actively getting bored of the dunk contest, and the discourse surrounding it was pretty bad. Not only because we kept seeing the same dunk ideas over and over again, but because every big name dunked the contest. I mean, they still do it today, but like in 2015, we had Mason Plumlee in a dunk contest. But 2016, it was going to be different, because every dunk from Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon was insanity, especially
we need 2 people competing like that.
He is sitting on the air about 10 feet in the sky. Like, come on. It was very close, but LaVine ended up coming out on top, and personally, I think he deserved it for this dunk contest. But 2019 was a different story. Someone needs to put Wade on Alcatraz for giving Aaron Gordon a nod. Anyways, on to the All-Star game. Since it was Kobe's final season, he got a Mickey Mouse All-Star appearance, but it was good to see anyways. Now, to be honest, like most All-Star games, other than wholesome moments and cool dunks, this All-Star game was boring as hell like all the other ones. But damn, it is nostalgic to see this LeBron and Kobe moment where LeBron slaps the floor. It'll always be memorable for me.
Top moment.
And not to mention this interview. This shit will always make me smile, man. I swear. Just take a look.
No, just trying to see him just trying to dunk on me. He gonna lay it up at the end. He's just trying to dunk on me, Craig. Oh, no. He's just trying to dunk on me.
In all honesty, this All-Star game just had a really cool collection of players that really encapsulated the time frame in which it was in the NBA for me. But I think it's time to move on. Now, surprisingly, unlike recent years, this trade deadline in 2016 was nothing to write home about. The most important thing to happen this trade deadline was Channing Frye went to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay, now to go to the end of the season, and more specifically, the final games of it. There are a lot of times in life where we have to make decisions that are tough. None, though, were tougher than this night. Which game do I watch? Should I watch the Lakers and Jazz or the Warriors and Grizzlies? Kobe's final game, or seeing the Warriors break or tie the 72-10 Bulls record? Me personally, I chose Kobe's final game. And there has not been one day where I regretted my decision. In the beginning, it was really bad. Kobe was missing all of his shots, but he started to heat up, and the game went down to the wire. With 2 minutes left to go, the Lakers were down by 10. And remember, for the Jazz, this game decided whether or not they could make the playoffs. And for the Lakers, it didn't mean shit, to be honest. But guess what? Kobe couldn't care
Gordon
less.
Hayward on the
He was
Jazz,
out there
different breed.
dying to get this win. He looked so exhausted at the end of this game, but regardless, he pushed through and kept on scoring. Every play of this game at the end gives me the chills, man. All capped off with a win from the Lakers and a speech to Staples at the end. And simply, Mamba out as Kobe's final words to the arena. That
the Jazz were actually trying to win that game, bro.
20 straight years. This was absolute cinema. R.I.P. Kobe, man. You know, growing up, I never really liked the Lakers that much, but the same hatred that I held for the Lakers, I did not hold for Kobe. He'll forever be one of the main reasons why I love basketball, and his personality and his career, it's just so inspiring. Then for the Warriors and Grizzlies game, the Warriors won and became the greatest regular season team in history. And that's all I really gotta say.
Bro.
You see how I made the right decision? I just had a feeling that Kobe game was gonna be special, man. Now, finally, here are the records at the end of the regular season for the West.
Okay.
And here are the records for the East. We're getting on to the playoffs. Starting out West, we have two very uninteresting series. We had the Golden State Warriors beating Houston in 5 games. Nice try, James Harden. And we had the San Antonio Spurs straight up sweeping Memphis. And, sorry, Zach Randolph. Then we have Oklahoma City beating Dallas in 5 games. Dirk Nowitzki was getting kind of old. And finally, we had the most exciting series, Portland upsetting the LA Clippers. Okay, going out east, Cleveland beat Detroit in 4 games, the most uneventful series. Then we had Toronto barely beating Indiana in 7 games.
Ooh.
I'm telling you that Paul George was a dog, still is a dog, will forever be a dog.
PG.
He took the second seed to 7
PG.
games. Then we have another 7-game series, Charlotte and Miami. Dwayne Wade was getting a little old, but he still barely came out on top against Kemba Walker. This was a great series. And finally, we got Atlanta beating Boston in 6 games. I don't remember much of the series, if I'm going to be honest. It was one of the more forgettable ones. Now it's time to do a quick, brief award show intermission. Stephen Curry went back-to-back for MVP this season and was the first ever unanimous MVP. Crazy. The season he had this year was spectacular. Kawhi Leonard won DPOY, and Rookie of the Year went to Karl Anthony Towns. 6th Man of the Year, Jamal Crawford. Most Improved Player, CJ McCollum. Coach of the Year, Steve Kerr. Now, I want to talk about this one because the Warriors went like 25-2 with Luke Walton as their head coach for all of those games until Steve Kerr came back. Luke Walton led them to a 25-2 record or something along those lines. There's just no way. That's how you know this team was goated. Now, going back to the playoffs, the Golden State Warriors beat Portland in 5 games, and this wouldn't be the first time that the Warriors laid the smack on the Trailblazers and Damian Lillard. And then we have Oklahoma City upsetting San Antonio. I remember back in 2016 having multiple arguments with my dad that the Oklahoma City Thunder were going to win the chip this year. And, obviously they didn't. But they were damn good, and people have forgot about it. This is also where
I was rooting for them this year.
Of all time, Tim Duncan retired. But at least he's still in the NBA mentoring Wemby now. Going back out east, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers straight up sweeping Atlanta, which is probably why people forgot about the Atlanta-Boston series. Then we have Toronto beating Miami in 7 games. I feel like people really don't speak about this series as much as they should, and it's probably because it's overshadowed by other great series within this year's playoffs. Finally, in the Western Conference Finals, we had OKC versus Golden State.
Steven Adams laying the work.
And you best believe I was cheering for OKC. When they went up 3-1,
this was so crazy.
A tear really fell down my face. I thought it was
They were so close.
It was the start of the end. Golden State not only had to beat him in that one regular season game where Curry pulls up from 50 feet and Mike Breen goes bang, bang, but they also had to beat him here because Golden State came back down 3-1. We had that Game 6 Clay shit where he dropped like 40 points. Like, I thought the Thunder were going to win this game. I thought they were. I thought they were going to win this series. But nope, Golden State beat them, and they move on to the finals. Out east wasn't as exciting. We had a LeBronto yet again. I had some faith in my Raptors, but I'm going to be honest. Even though I'm a big Raptors fan, they're probably my favorite Eastern Conference team. I knew they weren't winning this shit. LeBron really just stunned them yet again. Now moving on to the greatest finals of all time. Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2016 finals versus the Golden State Warriors, man. This series, let's get into it. Now, a lot of people thought this was going to be a really disappointing series when the Warriors came out to a 3-1 lead. The first 2 games of the series, the Warriors won in complete domination. And then game 3, the Cavs won, mind you, by 30. So to decide whether or not this was going to be a competitive series, the Cavs had to take game 4.
Yeah.
And they didn't. Curry dominated this fourth quarter where it was tied at one point with 10 minutes to go. And all in all, it forced them down 3-1. And the only silver lining that the Cleveland Cavaliers had at this moment was that Draymond Green was suspended for the next game, which the Cavs took complete advantage of and won the next game by almost 20. And then, since they're on a roll, they also took Game 6, leading the first ever potential 3-1 comeback. They go into Game 7. Game 7, as most of you know, was tied in the final 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
They couldn't score a
and
bucket.
We have two of the most iconic moments in those minutes. Within those last 3 minutes and 30 seconds, you have one of the most tense atmospheres I've ever witnessed. Watching this game in the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds, you just see nothing but misses, and it's just, the atmosphere is so tense because you don't know what the fuck was going to happen in that moment.
Yeah.
No one was hitting a shot. You knew the first team to break through with a shot, they were probably going to decide that game. So when Kyrie missed this layup, and Andre Iguodala got on a 2-on-1 fast break with Curry, people thought this was the moment that was going to take the game away. And then LeBron, literally running, there's science behind this video, running 20 miles per hour, faster than Usain Bolt at his peak speed, blocks him. After 2 minutes and 30 seconds of nothing but straight bricks from the Cleveland Cavaliers, Tyronn Lue decided he's going to need to talk that shit over with the squad. So he called a timeout and drew up a play. And what better play to draw up than Kyrie on Curry ISO? Now in this moment, all my respect goes to Curry for playing great defense on Kyrie. But you know what they say, good defense, better shots. He hit this three over Curry, one of the greatest shots ever. Now the rest of the game is a whole lot of nothing besides LeBron hits a free throw and then everyone on the Warriors keeps missing shots. But then, post-game, we get one of the most iconic moments in sports. LeBron, after going to Miami, winning 2 chips, it feels like he forgot about a city that raised him. Cleveland, Ohio. He went back. He fucked up the first year. All his teammates were injured. He couldn't win it. But right here, he won it. And he only had one thing on his mind that he had to say.
Cleveland! This is for you!
Goosebumps every time, man.
I guess his feelings just got hurt.